Bet.com.
Yeah, welcome to Drinkin Bros Sports. I think it's the only thing you can use on the internet right now. It's just us right now.
YouTube, yeah.
Yeah, that's it. YouTube is working. Nothing else is up and at 'em. We can't even post this link inside our Facebook group for Drinkin Bros Sports right now, which was hilarious. So hopefully you have alerts on the show, on the video show, and it is coming right to your b-hole. D'Anthony, this was my worst week of gambling that I've had in quite some time. This happens about once a year where I have a bad weekend all the way around. The difference with this one is I look back at all of these picks because I do take this shit very seriously. I look back at all these picks and there still isn't one that I wouldn't make again. Mm-hmm. Now, there's ones that are shocking to me just because of dominance or something like that. Take this Georgia win, for example, over Arkansas. The spread was 18 and a half, depending upon where you got it. Took that, along with a 6-point teaser, up to 24 and a half. And I felt pretty confident in that. It was number 2 versus number 8. Arkansas was rolling. And I've seen 3 Arkansas games now and had won a lot of money on these guys thus far, including money line bets. One was against Texas. They beat the shit out of Texas. So I thought for sure they would cover 18 and a half points against Georgia. And then, oh my God, I realized how great Georgia was.
Yeah, Georgia is they're the only team that I see out there that has both a great offense and a great defense. And their offense is I actually think their offense is better with the kid they had in this weekend than JT Daniels. Like maybe JT Daniels will end up being a better quarterback in the NFL or something, but this other dude added a whole new element to their game with the run and stuff. And
yeah, because I mean, look, if you look at Georgia as a whole, offensively, they're thin at the wide receiver position. So if one of those kids goes down, that's going to hurt them. They've got good running backs. Quarterback just simply doesn't matter who was in there. Like you said, I like that kid, man. Yeah. And he runs. And if you have a good running back, which is what they have, and you have the ability to run with your quarterback, which JT Daniels doesn't do that much, I think it helps that offense. And their defense, my biggest takeaway was this. Their defense is so great. I think they can just have a fucking mediocre offense, and I don't think it's
the greatest
going to
defense.
matter.
It's the greatest defense of all time, maybe.
Well, we'll see at the end of the season. But certainly after what are we on, week 5 here?
Week 6 coming up.
Yeah, week 6 is coming up, but Georgia's 5-0. That is the greatest defense I've seen through 5 games in my life. I guess the next closest one would be Miami's back in the Warren Sapp days, but I mean, you're going back a ways there, and who fucking knows? But the thing that I use to gamble, and I think this is why this has given us a leg up more so than other shows, because at one point I was sitting at like 82%. I lost so much this weekend, I think I'm down around to like 71. I mean, it was bad. It was a bad weekend. But one thing that we always look for when we're there on the field is how physically big these guys are. This Georgia team looked like they were playing a junior varsity squad just in size alone, where I was like, Jesus Christ.
I think this game, it's weird to say this, but I think it wasn't as close as the final score said. Like that 37-0 doesn't capture how dominant Georgia was. Yeah, they threw a shutout the second in a row, by the way. I don't know how often that happens in college, but probably not a lot. But 37, I feel like they had 34 at half, right?
Yeah.
They could have scored. They could have thrown up another 30 if they really wanted to, but what's the point? I mean, if you're playing the number 8 seed team, then you can do this. If you're playing like, somebody that's not ranked, you probably need to drive it up a little higher than 37. But
yeah.
They've got Auburn, Kentucky, and Florida coming up the next 3 weeks.
And that's
all ranked SEC.
Yeah,
teams.
that's a fucking hard schedule, man.
It's not though.
For these guys. But if this was any other team that was playing these 4 games in a row, Arkansas, Auburn, Florida, and who was the last one you said?
Kentucky.
Kentucky,
who was legit.
Yeah, they just beat Florida.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I
Still,
well, no. I'll put it this way: those 4 opponents in a row are so good that yes, if Georgia ends up rocking them with their defense again, yes, then you could say they'll certainly be up there for consideration for one of the greatest defenses of all time. But you still got to close it out at the end of the season and win the Natty, and that's been the toughest part for Georgia. And I know this sounds odd to say, but like I don't even feel bad about losing money on a game like that. That is a freakish team, and this is the way I felt about LSU's offense, where you just couldn't believe it as it was going along. We won a lot of money off LSU, and I thought for sure when they got to the championship game against Clemson, it was like, all right, great, you're going up against Trevor Lawrence and the boys. You're going to get smoked on this one. No, we were just seeing the greatest offense of all time in LSU. In Georgia, we're just seeing the greatest defense that I've seen thus far, and I don't feel bad about losing that game.
It was a good game. I enjoyed watching it.
I enjoyed watching it for the dominance factor.
I watched the first half and then turned it off, but just the way they swarmed that Arkansas offense, they had no shot.
None. And I mean, they couldn't do anything. How about my along with a lot of the websites are down right now. Pull up the offensive stats for Arkansas. I mean, it was fucking insane. I'm with you because I turned it off at halftime. I was like, all right, 34-0. Jesus Christ.
I want to say, before I even open it, they had only like 75 rushing yards or something.
They only had 87 passing yards. So they had their 2 quarterbacks were combined 10 for 16 for 87 yards, and their running backs had the ball 29 times for 75 yards.
Just brutalized.
Yeah.
Brutalized.
But that's not as bad as the Patriots' run game got decimated last night. They had -4 rushing yards.
Yeah.
Which is pretty fucking funny.
You know what's even more fucked up about this, by the way, about this defensive just dominance overall? No turnovers, I don't think.
No.
Yeah. Also, Bennett only threw for 72 yards for Georgia.
Yeah.
Yeah. He didn't do. I mean, he did more with his legs, I guess. He only ran the ball for 16 yards, but they did pretty well. Like just rushing, they didn't ever have to throw the ball.
Yeah, when your defense is that great, like I'm stunned. Like I don't even know really what to say because again, it's not like Georgia's offensive stats were that great. But
273 yards rushing is pretty great.
No, right? Rushing wise, right? But
no, they only had 345 total yards for the game.
That's it on a 37-0 win. I mean, that's fucking incredible. Every time that I flipped, because I was flipping back and forth between the games. Every time I flipped it over, Arkansas had the ball at the 10-yard line. They were always starting at the 10, and they couldn't get past the 25. There was some shitty calls they were self-inflicted, so I'm not even going to say it was the other team, but it was just utter dominance across the board. And, you know, Alabama, I posted something in Drinkin Bro Sports that said, in my opinion, I think this is the greatest team in the nation right now, and it's not even close. Like, no one's even close, and Alabama fans were like, well, where do you see what happens? Which will lead us to this next game of Alabama Ole Miss. Look, Ole Miss still put 21 on the board. Ole Miss also doesn't have a defense, so we knew they were going to score. The over-under in that game was 80, for Christ's sakes. We knew Bama was going to score at least 40 to get to half of that 80, right? But I don't think they would be able to move the ball against Georgia's defense, and I don't know who can, to be honest with you.
Probably not. I mean, but that Alabama Ole Miss game the score looks closer than the game was actually played. I mean, Ole Miss scored with 8.5 minutes left, and then again with 2.5 minutes left, and without Alabama scoring in that period. So really, it was like up until 8:43 left in the fourth quarter. It was 42-7. You know what I mean? So there's some garbage touchdowns in here. I think this is a good win for Alabama too, because Ole Miss can fucking score.
At halftime, Alabama had a 99% chance of winning the game.
Yeah. But still, I look at it like this. The pride of Georgia's defense to want to throw a shutout after being up 34-0 at halftime said a lot to me, where I was just like, oh, shit. You really want to be the greatest defense of all time because, like you said, yeah, you can get some late scores and some garbage time scores or whatever, and like Arkansas still had their starters in.
Yeah,
I mean they were trying to score in the fourth quarter. It wasn't like they had just given up and said, "All right, we're all done here." And so did Ole Miss. Like Corral and those guys were still in there, and I don't know if I would have left them in that late, but they did. And you know they were able to pop up 21 on the board. They were nowhere near that over, but to me. I've still got Georgia 1, Alabama 2.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And then you had a great point on a message board this weekend that I read on Drinkin' Bro Sports on Facebook, which is down, by the way. You said, I think we could just shut down college football this year and just have a best out of 3 between Georgia and Alabama.
Yeah.
Right now, and heading into week 6, that's certainly what it looks like. But we'll get to the rest of the scores here. Look, the other one that was a big one was the Ohio State one. Everybody and their mother has said that they are back after that Rutgers win. Certainly that's the team that I thought it was going to be this year, but there's no fucking way I'm ready to anoint them as being back after Rutgers, a game you should win anyways. I think the spread was 15. I actually lost this because I took Rutgers in this. Ohio State does not look great. Their defense does not look great. They did Saturday, and their offense looked great Saturday. I don't know if benching that kid for a week was the kick in the ass that he fucking needed, but he looked like a goddamn superstar on Saturday. But again, it's Rutgers. I'm not going to get too amped about that. Alabama was playing Ole Miss, who has a legit Heisman quarterback.
Yep.
And then
we've already spent too much time talking about Ohio State.
Yes, but the reason why we are is because of Urban Meyer. And I got a little insight with that because he was finger blasting that girl at the thing. That was on Ohio State's campus. My buddy actually owns that bar with Urban Meyer there. That was at the Pint House, which is pretty close to campus. Why he would want to go back after that Cincinnati loss and just rage in Columbus? Well, I mean, I think we saw the pictures. Why?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. There it is. Ooh, what do we got there? Is that the actual dance
This
move?
is the second angle.
We get a second angle from the Zapruder thing.
Yeah.
Was his hand inside this girl? Let's see this.
I think you're about to find out.
Oh, let's see it. Let's see it. No way. Look at that. Oh, he's right in there. He's right in the asshole. Yeah, the taint area. Oh, that's real nice,
It's
Bob.
the perineum. He's
real
fingering
nice.
the perineum, knuckling it.
Somebody really, the text says somebody really got a video of Urban Meyer with his fingers in my ass or something like that.
So wait, that's from the chick. Oh fuck, I didn't see that.
Yeah. Read the text.
Dan, that's a great call. I didn't read the text. I was just looking at her finger in the asshole.
Yeah, do you see it? Read it out loud so everybody can hear it.
Someone really got a video of Urban sticking his fingers up my ass, laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji, laughing, crying emoji.
Oh, at least
laughing,
she's a
crying
good
emoji.
sport about it. She's a good sport about it. I feel sad that Facebook is down, though. This is her time to shine.
Maybe that's why
Social
Facebook is
media.
down. How much Facebook stock does Urban Meyer own?
Yeah, how much clout does Urban have?
Yeah.
So here's some insider info into this. So again, my buddy from school owns this bar with him. He was there from 9 a.m. till 9 p.m. and was just fucking goddamn near blackout before they put him in a car and got him out of there. At the end of the day, I can confirm that he did not go home with this girl, but he was certainly fucking handsy and fingers are easy. If that's a thing with this girl and then some other people that were there at the bar. Look, we all love going back to college, Urban, but you're way too goddamn famous for that. You and I were texting back and forth about this. Like, Jesus Christ, man, you've got to know that you're Urban Meyer. At Ohio State, you're a fucking legend. Like, yes, you're going to have 9 videos of yourself, dude.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
And everybody knows his wife in Columbus, too. Like, everybody knows Shelly. Like, that's
Yeah.
crazy to me.
I don't understand that at all. It doesn't
No.
make any sense.
No.
Like, I've never been so, I guess I have a pretty high tolerance for shit, but I would never get so fucked up that I would do something that stupid.
Finger blast somebody inside of a bar. And the reason why we're even talking about this...
Someone you're not supposed to.
Right. And the reason why we're even talking about this and not on the NFL show is there is a lot of speculation, including from Barstool, that he's trying to somehow sabotage his job at Jacksonville and get the USC job. I texted you and I was like, dude, I don't know why somebody would blow up their personal life for the fucking USC job in Compton. Like, that makes no sense to me.
Yeah, I don't know what his salary is now, but a USC football coach is probably the highest paid. Well, they're not. That's a
They can
private school.
afford it.
Yeah,
They can afford it.
it's probably one of the higher paid college coaching jobs.
But he was making, I think, $8 million at Ohio State. So, like, what does it matter at
It's
that
a public
point?
school, so there's a cap on how much you can be paid. Mm-hmm. Technically speaking, not. There's not a written cap. I'm just saying they're not, because of politics and shit. They will only go so high. USC, they'll create a fake sports team to get your kids into school there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We freed Aunt Becky, though, which was nice. So I'm not buying into that narrative. I saw that thing on Barstool. I don't know why you would blow up your personal life for a 30-year marriage just to get a fucking USC job. That's dumb. And I actually thought the Jaguars looked pretty decent on Thursday night. That was a very, very close game. It came down to a last-second field goal. And the winner, Joe Burrow, that kid always fucking wins, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Was able to drive them down the field and come back because they were down 21-0 in that game, and then he came back and won 24-21. So I don't buy that he blew up his personal life for it. But hey, weirder things have happened. We'll get to some of these other games here. Michigan blew out Wisconsin 38-17. Wisconsin's quarterback got hurt in this. They're 1-3 anyways. I don't view it as a big deal. I guess good for Michigan, right?
Yeah. I called that one, but I think Wisconsin's overrated this year, and I think Michigan's going to become overrated because of this game because I don't think they're that good.
I agree. And look,
they went all the way from 14-9 after beating Wisconsin, an unranked team.
Yep.
That doesn't make any sense to me, but I don't know.
I didn't touch this game because it was close. It was at Wisconsin, and I don't know who either of these teams are, to be honest, yet. Because Michigan started piling on points once Wisconsin's quarterback went out of there. But it was pretty fucking close. It was 13-10 at halftime, and I was like, all right, that's what I expected. And then Wisconsin lost their quarterback, and then it all went out the fucking window there. Cincinnati and Notre Dame teased up Notre Dame to 6 points and still lost this bet.
I bet I took Cincinnati money line on this one, but this is probably the most notable game for this week. Now Cincinnati is almost definitely going to be in the college football playoff now, unless they lose some stupid game because they're not going to go in reverse.
And they don't play anybody the rest of the year.
No, right now they're at 5th, and the two teams in front of them, Iowa and Penn State, play each other next week.
Yeah.
So chances are Cincinnati, provided they do what they need to do, will be 4th next week and will stay there until the end of the season.
They play SMU.
Yeah, they have one ranked game left on their schedule as of now.
And it's SMU?
SMU,
Yeah, they will
gonna
annihilate
decimate them.
No, they have to play them twice. Because if they beat them the first time, they'll still play them in the conference championship.
And they'll beat them twice.
It's interesting. It's an interesting. This is like no different. They're not as good as the Clemson teams that had like Lawrence or Deshaun Watson, but they have about, I'd say, an ACC schedule left, like that kind of equivalence. So
Yeah, I look.
Provided Cincinnati takes care of business as it should, they will be in the college football playoff, which is pretty interesting. It'd be the first G5 ever, right?
Yeah, and unless, the only thought is, 'cause some people were talking about this over the weekend, unless Notre Dame ends up losing, 1 or 2 more games, and that's their best win is now shit the bed.
I think Notre Dame will find its way back into the top 10, to be honest. I think they're a good team. I think Cincinnati was underrated.
Yeah, I agree. I look.
And I can't believe that Oregon is still in the top 10 at this point.
I can't
get
either.
Get the fuck out of here.
They lost to Stanford. We called it.
Yeah, I called that one too.
Hey,
fuck that shit.
Now this, we said, look, you can't bet on the trap 12. You guys thought Oregon was really good. I did not think they were. They always lose a game like this. That's the trap 12.
Yeah, Stanford. And it's also, they're better with Tanner McKee. They're much better.
Either way.
Stanford, that is not.
It's a 3-2 Stanford team now.
Yeah,
they were
the
2-2 coming in.
Again, David Shaw does his bullshit where he benches his quarterback for that first game. They lose to Kansas State because he doesn't prove himself in practice. Cost him a game there. UCLA, that was an actual loss. But yeah, no, it's a solid Stanford team with McKee.
And that's fine.
Going to Stanford sucks too. Like playing there.
It does not. Have you been there for a game?
No, not the crowd. The crowd's not getting you. It's just a crappy trip.
It's like playing Northwestern at 11.
You have to fly into SFO and drive an hour and a half down to fucking unless you fly or go directly into San Jose, which I would not recommend because that airport sucks.
But it's all the trap 12. This is what happened. It's exactly what I said every year. It happens to these teams where it's just like, all right, great. That's it. And they fell behind Ohio State, and they've beaten Ohio State this year, which shows you how much the fucking voters think about Oregon. So, I don't know. We called this. Florida against Kentucky. Man, I did not touch this game. Everybody's been high on Kentucky this year. I needed to see him play. I have not watched any Kentucky games. I don't know about you, Dan, but I needed to see him play, so I didn't bet this one. But they ended up beating Florida. Florida is now 3-2, and
still ranked 20th.
Yeah,
Like, get the fuck out of here.
On the downslope here, Baylor against Oklahoma State. Can't believe Baylor was even ranked, but they are.
That's about what I expected. If this game was at Baylor, it would have been flip-flop score. That's how this game always happens.
Yep.
The home team fucking wins. Those are two hard places to go play.
Yeah. Oklahoma against Kansas State. Dude, if you're betting on Oklahoma, good luck with your money. Told you to sit this one out as well. They don't cover it. They're not covering any spreads. Every game is super close. I still think Oklahoma has 2 losses in them this year, and I think they'll probably lose this weekend to Texas.
Maybe.
I know that sounds weird, and no other reason that just because you can't play every game and win by 6. There's just no way that that's going to happen. Lázaro Lopez will be at this game along with Game Day, which is interesting because Iowa is playing Penn State. The only thing that I can think of is that game on Fox, that Iowa-Penn State game, or is that a night game on ABC? Hot Bob?
Let me check. It might be the stupid big noon kickoff.
Because if it is, then that would make sense of why Game Day isn't there, because they have their stupid big noon kickoff there.
It's at 3 p.m., so I assume that's in...
Gross. That game's at 3 p.m.?
It's in Iowa, yeah. It's at 3 p.m. Central, so it's the 4 p.m. Eastern game.
Jesus Christ. That's a terrible time slot for that game as well. So no, then that makes zero sense why Game Day isn't there.
Michigan at Nebraska, though, is on ABC at 7:30 Eastern.
So this is
who gives a fuck?
Yeah, who
this is
gives a shit?
Yeah, this is the midday Fox game.
Yeah.
So it's on network TV.
Jesus Christ. What a terrible time slot for that.
Clemson's finally out of the top 25, as they should be.
Thank God. We got that one right. It was too many points in this one. It was 14.5.
Wake Forest beat Louisville by a field goal and somehow jumped like 6 positions.
Yeah.
Undefeated.
Yeah.
Get the fuck out of here.
God. Mississippi State beats Texas A&M. Lázaro Lopez was actually at that game. Look, I think we're all done with Texas A&M. I don't know that it would have made a difference with the other kid in there. I know he got hurt, the quarterback. This team has looked like shit all year, and they're done. Michigan State called this one. This was a weird spread. I couldn't figure out why this spread was so low in this game, but it was. Michigan State beat Western Kentucky, who was 1-2. Was I missing something here with why this spread was so low? We tried to figure it out last week.
They're a feisty team.
Michigan State doesn't really score a lot historically, but they have been this year.
If they put 48 on the board. Penn State against Indiana. Got this one correct as well. But, man, if you watch this Indiana team, I've now watched them twice this year. I didn't watch this Penn State game, but I watched 2 other Indiana games. I thought this was the easiest call, that and that Iowa game that was on Friday nights. That Iowa game was only -3. You guys were super high on Maryland for some reason.
No, I was telling you, every time Maryland gets hyped like this, they usually, like a few years ago when they were going undefeated into, I believe, college, when they played Penn State, they got ran off the field 59-0.
Yeah.
So anytime that happens, that's Maryland.
Maryland is for real, I believe, is what you said, and I think it was 58-3 or something. It's
right. I said it every time people think Maryland is for real. This is what happens.
Indiana is not for real either, clearly.
No. Indiana is not for real. Auburn defeated LSU. Question here is Orgeron out after this year? Because there's going to be 2 or 3 more losses on this LSU schedule.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
They've been pretty patient with coaches in the past, and who's going to replace him?
I don't know. It's a great question.
He's pretty popular down there, regardless of performance this year.
No, we'll find
There's a
out.
coach right down the road.
Yeah.
Billy Napier.
Yeah.
Raging Cajuns.
Nobody wants that guy.
A lot of people do. High demand.
Not for a top 10 school.
Get Scott Frost over there.
Yeah, exactly. Fresno State against Hawaii. This is my fault. I bought into you guys' Fresno State hype, and it cost me dearly. They lost to UIE. This game was probably on at 3 a.m, so I didn't watch it. I woke up to this score and was pissed off about it. I bought into your Fresno State hype shit, and was it the flight?
Traveling to Hawaii. They're a different team on the island. It's stupid shit like this. It's college football. This is dumb shit that matters.
It shouldn't have. If they were a good team, they're just not. It's fine. Fresno State is now 4-2. Arizona State just absolutely worked the fucking dog shit out of UCLA. This trap 12 bullshit that we talk about every fucking year. This is it. This is a prime example. This spread was like fucking 5. And in Arizona State, shout out to the lovely ladies of Arizona State. They win by fucking 3 touchdowns.
Well, they're playing Stanford this week.
Are they?
Yeah, so they'll probably get beat.
Where at?
It's in Arizona.
Huh?
They might win that one.
Hopefully with the ladies there. We'll find out. Is that a night game?
It is TBD.
There we
No,
go.
wait, no, it's it's a night game. It's
Okay.
9:30 Central.
Okay. BYU against Utah State here is the last one on here. Got this one right. BYU won. They're 5-0. Fuck. I don't know what's going to happen with this team. I don't really care that much. But I've bet on them, I think, 3 times this year, and they have not let me down. So, hey, dude,
Fuck BYU.
congratulations.
They're
Do
not
you
gonna-
see a loss in their schedule coming up?
Who?
BYU. We got,
No, they don't. I mean,
Yes.
we got Boise, Baylor,
probably.
Yeah.
They'll
Washington
lose.
State, Virginia.
It's at Baylor. They're not going into Baylor and winning that game. There's no
Virginia's feisty this year. Yeah, I see at least 1 loss, maybe 2.
they
Wash-
finished with USC.
way. Washington
yeah.
State's a tough place to play.
Dude.
And they got to play at Washington State, at Baylor, and at USC. They're not going to win all 3 of those games.
Baylor's ranked 10th right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
In the new rankings?
BYU.
Yeah.
BYU.
All right,
BYU,
so
yeah.
BYU is ranked. Sorry,
BYU.
BYU is ranked 10th right now. What
Yes.
happens if BYU goes undefeated?
Put him in.
No.
Put 'em in.
They won't have. I mean, it depends on all the other shit that happens.
So Georgia, I think, is the only one that I would feel safe betting on going undefeated right now. So that means no
Yes.
undefeated Alabama.
Yep.
Penn State and Iowa. Only one of those teams is going to finish the year with 1 loss or less. I
Rob,
think.
here's
Yeah,
your
yeah.
answer, right? Undefeated Cincinnati plays undefeated BYU in the Fiesta Bowl.
but in reality,
It might happen.
I mean, if you look at their schedule, say whatever you want to say about the Pac, whatever the fuck's going on out there. They do have 2 wins against ranked teams, and you know, who knows?
Look,
who knows what's gonna
BYU's got a
happen.
difficult schedule.
They're independent, but they're
Yeah.
going to Big 12.
Yeah. So look, it's worth it. You know,
BYU also. This is not totally like you can't take this away or like this. This factors into the argument. BYU has a modern national championship.
Also, Zach Wilson, system quarterback.
system
Yeah.
quarterback. Yeah,
But so,
all the
like,
quarterbacks
it's
out of
not-
BYU have been great over the years.
Like it makes people more comfortable voting for them, right? It's
Yeah.
a bit of a legacy program.
Yeah. But
But people wouldn't vote for Mitt Romney. So.
yeah, it's one of those things where let's see if they finish undefeated. It's a pretty tough schedule. I don't think they will. So
I think they're going to get smashed by Baylor. That's a tough fucking game.
it's a tough game.
And Baylor at any point during the season, but especially if you're riding some hot streak,
Yep.
they like to fuck people up that are doing that.
no. So
Who's weirder, people in Waco at Baylor or people, at BYU?
Well, it
It's-
depends. Are
it's
you trying
hard.
to live your life to get your own planet so you can procreate with spirit wives
Yeah, but they're
throughout
one and
eternity?
the same.
Or,
Like Baylor's the Baptist version of that.
oh no, I was just going to talk about Chip and Joanna Gaines.
yes,
Yeah.
yes.
With all their bullshit.
Yeah, I love all their bullshit. I would live in Waco versus BYU for sure. I'm not a big Utah fan.
As long as that Chip, whatever his name is, isn't the head of the ATF, but they already got rid of him. So
Chip Gaines,
no, it's Chip. What the fuck was his name? Nobody's paying
Chip and
attention.
Joanna Gaines.
No. Not Chip. What's the guy that fucking
David
the
Koresh?
ATF guy?
I don't know who
Oh,
the
that,
ATF guy is.
I don't know.
I know Chip Gaines, and I can vouch for him. I think he's a solid dude.
Was Chip just one of the bikers in the shootout?
No.
Oh, in Waco? No.
So much cool shit happens in Waco.
No. I know. And they're rebuilding that whole fucking city down there.
David Chipman. He was one of the ATF agents there when they burned down the Branch Davidian.
Oh, shit.
And there's a picture of him like standing on the ashes or something like that.
Yeah, there
If
is.
you're like, hey, you can't nominate that guy that's been talking about taking everybody's guns away for the last 25 years to
Yeah.
head the ATF.
Yeah.
And Biden's like, come on, man.
Come on, man.
Here's the
Let's see. And then Clemson, 19-13, they're out of the
Don't care.
top 25.
I don't want to
Auburn-
hear about Clemson again.
Auburn is still around, hanging around, and then Wake Forest.
I mean, Auburn is a legacy ranking because they're in the SEC and there's nobody else to rank there. That's
How
all that's
do
going
How
on
is
there.
Wake Forest in? I mean, I know they're 5-0.
Yeah, they're going to win the ACC.
Do you genuinely believe that?
Let's do it.
Our dream
That's
for
our
the
dream,
for the Outside the Top 25 podcast, our dream is that the ACC championship is 2 unranked teams.
It might be.
Yep, that's what we
And that's
want.
our Super Bowl.
Like, unless it's probably going to be Clemson and North Carolina, right? At the end of the day.
Not right now.
No. North Carolina's got 2 ACC losses.
Yeah,
They're
they
not
got
gonna
2
be in it.
ACC
Yeah.
losses.
So who? What, Miami and who?
No, Miami's
no,
out.
no.
Exactly.
Miami's got like.
So who's it going to be? It's
Wake
definitely
is
Wake
undefeated,
Forest. Wake Forest and-
so Boston College set themselves back because they just lost to Clemson.
Correct.
So it might be a Wake and an unranked Clemson,
I mean,
maybe.
Pitt could fuck its way into.
But
Yeah.
what are the
ACC
chances that Wake
championship.
Forest goes through the rest of the season without losing a game? They got to play NC State. They got to play.
I know,
They
that's-
got to play at Clemson, which they'll probably lose that game.
We
let's be
want
real.
them to eat themselves so we could have a actual conference championship to talk about on the Outside Top 25 podcast.
And I'm rooting for that to happen
Oh,
for
I'm sorry.
you guys. By
So-
the way, I want you to know that.
Wake and Clemson are in the same division. So the other division right now, it's Pitt and Virginia Tech are the leading the race. UNC's probably fucked. Yeah, I mean, UNC could still do it because the ACC sucks. But yeah, man,
There's a good chance it's going to be 2 unranked teams.
yeah, and that we are going wild for that.
Yes.
Tune in.
Do we need to send you guys there for that, or
If it happens,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I think
Where
so.
is the ACC championship this year?
Is it Charlotte?
Charlotte? It's always in
North
Charlotte.
Carolina.
Yeah, it's always in Charlotte where the Panthers play. Because I get calls every year like, "Hey, you guys gonna come?" No, we're definitely not. It's the ACC championship. So if it's the SEC championship, sure, I will be there.
The ACC wrestling championships are going to be in Virginia.
You don't say. Big fan of all that's going on
Let's
there.
do some ads.
Yeah. First and foremost, killcliff.com. Killcliff.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros. 30% off there. Get your fucking Killcliff. The CBD is the best in the biz. Gigantic fan of their CBD products there. 25 milligrams of CBD in every single can. You will not piss hot on a drug test.
And they have cool shirts like this.
Hey, they get to go into, there
Yeah.
you go, boom. Look at that. It's
Believe.
a unicorn,
Yeah, it's one that
Bigfoot.
Brink has had made for our fucking conspiracy theory show. It's unicorn, Bigfoot, aliens, all kinds of shit on there.
That's a nice one. Very nice shirt. And I love their CBD products, man. That Flamin' Joe is the best in the business. Rogan, you continuously do it, my man. A gigantic fan. Pineapple and jalapeno is the flavor there for the Flamin' Joe. But I do get the variety pack as well. The grape is still one of the greatest of all time. One of the greatest, but it's now number 2 for me. I'm sorry, grape. I love you. But the beauty is they've combined the KillcliffCBD.com site with the Killcliff.com site, and you can use the promo code Drinkin Bros for 30% off everything there. So boom, it just gets shipped to your house in a can and all that other shit, and it's rad. Go to killcliff.com today. Promo code Drinkin Bros gets you 30% off. Bob, who we gambling with? Come on, baby. Come on, baby.
There's only one.
Is there?
It's my fucking bookie.
Yeah, goddamn right. Goddamn right. They took all of my money this weekend. Dear God.
Well, they're giving it right back to you now.
I hope so. I hope so. I'm gonna bet on the Monday night game just because I can't let it go. I couldn't let it go last night. I started betting props and all kinds of fucking
And you
wild shit.
hate the Raiders for some
I
reason.
hate the Raiders. I hate their fans. I hate watching them play. And then even tonight's game, it's gonna be a home game for the Raiders, even though it's at the fucking Chargers. But I'm still gonna bet it on mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles your deposit. And let's face it, we're all gonna need it after this one. Fucking A, dude. They took everybody's money. Even in that Tampa Bay game was the worst. Did you know 93% of people in Vegas bet on Tampa Bay last night? Isn't that crazy?
Yeah, I mean, it was. We'll talk about it on the NFL.
We
show
will.
this week, but it was pretty interesting.
But my bookie cleaned up, so I don't want to fucking hear it. I don't want to hear it from you guys at all. It took all my monies. This weekend, and I've got to try to get it back now because I won't let it go. Go to mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that deposit. Next up, we got ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros. Finest mattresses in the land. Everything is 30% off the promo code Drinkin Bros. That is pillows, sheets, mattresses, adjustable bases, you name it, they got it. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today, where as always, they get a 36-month no interest if you have decent credits, pay-as-you-go program there, and you can bundle all the 30% off deals with that and get the savings of a lifetime, a whole goddamn lifetime. Now, you can walk out of a new mattress set for like $38 a month. Congratulations. Go to ghostbed.com/Drinkin Bros today. Bobby 3 Sticks. Is Policy Genius on here today?
We got some Policy Genius.
Yeah, we do. Look.
Talking life insurance.
Talking life insurance here. If you don't have it, you got to get it. You got to get the life insurance. I have it. I did when I got married, had my first child, had to get the old life insurance. Problem is, it's a pain in the ass, right? You start looking around all these other sites, and you're like, I don't know if this is right. I don't know if this is real. What are these quotes like versus the others? Take all that bullshit out of the equation and just go to Policy Genius on this one. And that's going to be policygenius.com/Drinkin Bros to get started right now when it comes to insurance. It's nice to get it right. In minutes, you can work out how much life insurance coverage you need and compare personalized quotes and find your best price. And they'll hit you up too. They'll be like, "Hey, dude, just type in your info, and then we'll make all the fucking calls, all the online visits, do everything, and then boom, we can hook you up with that." I don't know how you beat this one, to be honest with you. I would. Bob, is it fair to say this is kind of like the kayak for fucking life insurance policies, where it's just like, hey, dude, just find me the best rates and then I'll deal with it from there?
Yeah, and I'm currently shopping with them, and they are just like awesome about it.
Are you going to buy one of the baby life insurance things too that accrue? It's basically like buying a bond from the government or something.
Yeah, yeah.
Like the baby Gerber shit back in the day is
Yeah.
what all of our fucking parents.
That's what my parents just paid me out for.
Yeah.
You got paid out, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what happens.
You made it out of Delco and you get like a fucking. How much was it, just out of
It was
curiosity?
like $2,500.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, congratulations.
Not bad.
I outlived
Congratulations.
their expectations.
Now, how much of that money have you already lost gambling?
It's all in crypto.
That's a good
so.
week.
There it is. But you don't have a password for it, so.
Well, no, that's one wallet.
Yeah, that's a whole
Okay.
different
Yeah,
thing.
that's a smaller wallet.
All right.
We're past bad.
It is a really good way to go through because unless you know somebody that sells life insurance and you actually trust that person, it is a fucking nightmare trying to figure out what you need.
It's terrible, dude. We had a guy here before. I didn't even know Policy Genius existed. We had a guy here, and then, back in the day, I just kind of called around and then tried to figure it out on my own. I was like, I don't know. This one seems trustworthy. Who knows? Getting started is easy. You just head to policygenius.com/Drinkin Bros. In minutes, you can work out how much life insurance coverage you need and compare personalized quotes to find your best price. When you're ready to apply, the Policy Genius team will handle the paperwork and scheduling for free. Policy Genius doesn't add on extra fees. Head to policygenius.com/Drinkin Bros to get started right now. Policy Genius. When it comes to insurance, it's nice to get it right. Speaking of getting it right, hopefully I can get this next week's games right because, man, I fucking need it, dude. Holy shit. I got fucking killed this week. I mean, absolutely killed. Friday night, I was riding high. I'd won 6 in a row. I'd won the Monday night, the Thursday nights, and then all the Friday night games and overs, including the spreads. Like I was on a fucking heater, dude. I thought I was in for this weekend, and then I got fucking killed. We'll start off Thursday nights. Thursday nights is Delco Dan. This is your team here. Coastal Carolina. They're playing Arkansas State.
We're back.
Yeah, they're back, dude. They're back at number 15, D'Anthony. This is minus 19.
The over 71.
Goddamn right. It was 80 in the Alabama game, so hey, it's not the worst one we've seen this year. Arkansas State, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's an FCS school, right?
No, they're
No,
Sun Belt.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Good for
It's a
them.
conference game for
They're
Coastal.
1-4. It is at home on a Thursday night, and I guess, look,
Red Wolves.
yeah, if you're looking to show out, if you're in school there, this would be the one to
You
do
can
it.
take it down to 13 for Coastal. They're definitely going to win by 2 scores.
I agree. And 13 that's a great cut line for that. Take it on that -6 teaser. That's what we're talking about. So on mybookie.com, whenever you bet on any of these games, the only problem is you got to add one other thing in there. So usually
Well, I
throw
would
an
take-
over or something else.
Take the over down to fucking 65.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah.
I promise you, this is going to be a 40-something to 20-something game.
Yeah. I agree with this one. Taking Coastal down to 13. And do it before it gets up because once it is 14, you can push on these things, and then the money's shit on that. But Coastal's look great all year. They've had 0 problems whatsoever. So, yeah, I think you're fine on that. They're not getting any respect, though. They're only number 15 in the nation right now. Next up, we got Temple at Cincinnati. Cincinnati has cracked the top 5 finally. They're number 5 in the nation. This is minus 29 against Temple. I hate betting spreads this high, but I'll probably take this down to 23 on a minus 6 here because Cincinnati is that good and Temple is fucking Temple.
They just off a win against Memphis.
Yeah, they just beat Memphis at home.
Get it, gross. Get a life.
I wouldn't.
Temple going into Cincinnati, I still think 29 points is too much, though.
I think 23 is too much.
No,
I don't think that. I mean, Cincinnati's got to beat them by 21 plus for this game to be meaningful.
They have to keep going at this pace. Like, again, it's the coach from Ohio State. He knows you've got to fucking blow people out, dude, to get respect and get into that game.
Well, if you're G5, you definitely have to.
Yes, they have to put up fucking 45 to 50 a game.
I don't think you have to this year.
I do.
Everyone stinks.
To make it into that 4 slot, I think.
That 4 slot, because you're still going to get judged, man. Because if Notre Dame falls,
And
then
maybe
your
even
best
3.
win is done. Yeah,
maybe
dude.
even 3. If Iowa and Penn State split this next game in the conference championship, for example, then maybe somebody else, maybe Oklahoma makes it up there to 3 or 4. I don't know.
Outside of that, though, I think everybody loses like 2 games.
It
I
seems
think
like
Iowa's going to lose 2 games. I think Penn State will lose 2 games.
Yeah, I agree with
Well,
that.
Iowa and Penn State are playing each other this weekend, so somebody's going to lose. And then both Iowa and Penn State will more than likely. Well, Penn State is already playing Ohio State this year, and then Ohio State might play Iowa in the finals because Iowa's on the other side of that.
If you're Cincinnati, you want to fucking wreck Temple at home because as long as you win this game comfortably, you're going to number 4, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So once you get to number 4, the only thing that can really unseat you from that is a loss. And I don't see an obvious loss on that schedule.
The committee, too.
Leave no doubt.
The committee will just
Leave no doubt.
Maybe.
reshuffle.
But I think the committee, they need to make a smart decision about that. If they think that Cincinnati's fluffed up and they're not actually that good, it doesn't make a lot of sense for them to send them out to the Wolves to get fucking hammered. Because if they want more, if you're on that committee, you should want more competition, more schools that are actually in play for the national championship every year.
Right.
And if you bring out the first G5 team to make the CFP and they get hammered by like 60 points, that's a bad look for everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Fucking everybody gets hammered in that first semifinal game. Like, I mean, how many
Notre
times
Dame got beat
how many
fucking
times
so
has Notre
bad.
Dame or Oklahoma just got smashed?
Just shit pumped.
Like, who cares? Let it be Cincinnati.
I'm telling you, I've talked myself into BYU being a playoff contender.
Oh boy.
God damn, dude.
Dude.
Can we get a blood test on Bob?
Jesus Christ, Bob. They're going to lose once or twice. So, yeah, I would couple this up with something else. Next up is, these are the Friday night games. Woo. It's a high spread on this next one. This is Stanford against Arizona State, the lovely ladies of Arizona State. This is minus 11 for Arizona State. It's a trap. It's a fucking trap, this conference.
Not a fucking chance.
Nope.
I'm giving Arizona State 11 points against a team that just won a conference game the previous week. Get the fuck out of here.
This is a fucking trap all the way around, dude. I don't like it. I don't like that you're doing this to me. And I don't appreciate it, frankly. I'm better than this. Okay? But minus 11, no. So if you're looking to do something on Friday night that's fun and flirty, jack this Arizona State game up to minus 17. And then that Cincinnati one down to 23 and party. Let's fucking party, dude. And that's Cincinnati on a Friday night, too. They go bug fuck there.
I don't think I would do that for Arizona State. I mean, I think they could win this game by 20 points.
Could.
If they play well, but what's the point?
That's the Pac-12, though.
Bad gamble.
Every single fucking game you think is right, just bet the other way.
Well, here's
and then trap 12.
The Big 12 version of the Pac-12 is coming up next because Oklahoma and Texas, no matter how high they're ranked in any given season, always shit the bed.
Yep.
And this is probably the point where Oklahoma is going to shit the bed.
Red River Shootout. Last Row Lopez will be at this game because, well, it matters in this state. And Oklahoma is still 6, whether we like it or not. I don't like it. Because they're winning every game by a single possession. They're 5-0 against Texas. This is OU minus 3. This is at the Cotton Bowl. Correct me if I'm wrong on that, right?
You are correct.
Yes, yes. So this is not, nobody has home field advantage here. This minus 3 is you're simply just giving, 3 points to who you think is, I guess they're better.
Yeah. I think I'm going to take the Texas money line here.
I'm going to take Texas as well in this game.
I mean, I might.
You can't live that close to the edge and not come back to
I might take the +3 in a separate bet as well, but I'm definitely going to take the money line.
Yeah. Yeah, this is one of those games to me where Oklahoma's just been they've been on the line for every single game, and it's going to come back and get them, and I think this is probably the game that it does. Sarkisian will probably get his kids up for this one. Because, look, Texas isn't doing jack shit this year, but if you beat Oklahoma, that's all your fucking boosters care about, and it's the same with Ohio State if you beat Michigan. Like, if you're not going to win the title, who gives a fuck? Just beat your rival and then move on with the year, and I think he'll pull this off.
What do you guys think?
Yeah, UT money line.
Yeah, we all agree, which means
Troubling.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're definitely short our bet if we're out there. Because anytime we're this sure, we almost always are wrong.
Yeah.
This is how it goes, though. Like, UT gets rocked in this game when they need to win it, and they put up a really good fight and win when they don't.
Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Almost every time.
Every single time, dude. Next up, we got Maryland at Ohio State.
How did this game even get scheduled?
They're both in the same conference. So Maryland's in the Big Ten.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Like that's.
Look, Maryland's 4-1. Ohio State's 4-1. Iowa smashed Maryland. This is on Fox. This is their big noon game. So they can get some fucking ratings there. This is Ohio State minus 21 points. Man, look, I know
They'll probably do it, but I don't think that's a safe bet.
I don't either, man. I still look. It was one great week for Ohio State. Congratulations, but I don't know who this team is, and 21 is a lot of fucking points to a team that you still don't really know their identity. Yes, their defense played great, and their CJ Stroud looked great last game, but it's one fucking game, dude. Maryland got fucking shit pumped in that game against Iowa on Friday night. Had an extra day to prepare. Who knows, man? 21's a lot of points, and again, this is a fucking early game because Fox wanted to at noon. Sometimes those kids just don't get up for the fucking early game. If you're looking to do anything with this, I would take Ohio State down to 15, and I think you're probably fine there. It's -6, but other than that, I don't know who this team is, so it's hard to trust for me, at least personally. What about you, Dan?
No, I'm not betting this.
No.
I am amused, however, by the next game.
I'm amused at the rankings, by the way. They've got Ohio State at 7.
Yeah. Well, I mean, nobody. Who else are you going to put there? Everybody sucks this year.
Well, what happens though if they run the table? The pundits were talking about this on ESPN this morning. If they run the table and you've got an Ohio State team with one loss to Oregon against Cincinnati, what do you do?
I would pick the team that didn't lose any games.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't just that one loss for Ohio State. They looked shitty in a couple of games.
Yeah.
And now you've got the same quarter. I don't think it's going to be a problem. I think Ohio State's probably going to lose another game, to be honest. I think Penn State's going to beat them.
Penn State could. Iowa could if they do get to the final, and Michigan could. We still don't really know who Michigan is yet, too. So I wouldn't rule out Michigan beating them this year.
I'd be really.
I had that
surprised.
Conversation with the Sklar brothers when they were on the show.
I'd be really surprised if Ohio State wins out. I don't think that Stroud kid's the real deal.
I'm with you. And if that's the case, look, and as a Buckeye fan, it's not like I'm shitting on my own school here. Then just beat Michigan, and this puts me back in the same camp with Texas, Oklahoma. Just beat Michigan and move on to the next year. Like I'm fine with that.
But this next one, Michigan
State against Rutgers, yeah.
And Michigan State's only given up 5 points. Yeah, I'll take that all day.
I don't understand these spreads for Michigan State this year. Look, every year there's a weird team that we bet on and win a lot of money on. Cincinnati was mine. Now this year, Michigan State, I have bet them every single week, and they have not let me down. I'm taking them again at -5. Am I missing something at Rutgers? Also, Ohio State just dismantled them.
They have one of the front runners for the Heisman right now in Kenneth Walker.
Yeah, and Walker lit up. It wasn't just shitty fucking Nebraska and Northwestern and shit like that. He lit up fucking Miami. Not that they're great or anything, but that's a legit school.
Yeah.
It's not like these are all fucking FCS teams Michigan State's been beating. I think it might be what Michigan and Ohio State and even Clemson until this week profit from, which is legacy votes. Like, you've been good for so long, and I think Michigan State has been bad except for maybe their defense in some years for so long that people just write them off, but they're actually pretty decent. They've been putting up points on everybody they played, except for they had kind of a shitty game against Nebraska, but for the most part, they've been putting up points against everybody.
Yeah, and the odd thing that I can't figure out about this Michigan State team is they've got them ranked at 11 and Ohio State at 7. Mm-hmm. Michigan State is undefeated.
Same conference.
And they've looked
weird.
They've none of these games have been close. Michigan State has covered I think almost every single game, or it could be just because of the 6-point teasers. But I've won every single week on them. I'm not straying. I'm going Michigan State all goddamn day on this one.
At 5 points, fuck that.
Man, this might be
That's
my
easy.
lock of the week. Next up, we got Arkansas at Ole Miss. This would have been a fun game had both teams not just absolutely got destroyed last week.
I think this is still a fun game. I don't think there's going to be an undefeated team in the SEC except for Georgia.
Yep.
Right. So these are 2 one-loss teams. Who are wins here? That's a big deal for them.
They got Ole Miss -6.5. Who do you take in this one?
I don't.
It's a tough game, right?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know enough about these teams. They got Ole Miss -6.5.
I do. It's trying to get the fucking fog out of your brain after watching both of those teams this last weekend. Because before this weekend, I would have said both teams are fucking great, and this is going to be an awesome, high-scoring game. I still think it's going to be an awesome, high-scoring game. However, I don't know that you give Ole Miss -6.5 here. Like, this is a really fucking tough game. What's the over/under in this one? Do you know?
Not out yet.
Not out yet?
66.
Somebody's got it at 66. Is
Yeah.
it my bookie?
That's on ESPN.
That's probably about right. Look, Arkansas ran into the greatest defense there is. So typically, they're throwing down 32 points a game. Ole Miss was averaging, 45 before Alabama? So
What do teams look like the week after a humiliating performance on offense, though?
well, and that's the
I mean, does it fuck your rhythm up badly enough to carry over a week or two?
and that's the crazy thing about this game is both teams though were coming off of bad, humiliating losses. So I don't know, and that's why this game is so fucking hard to predict.
I think Arkansas particularly is going to be out of rhythm quite a bit offensively, at least for the first half. But that doesn't necessarily mean Ole Miss is going to light them up. I mean,
or do they look at Ole Miss's defense and be like, "Oh fuck, this is what it's like playing a normal defense"?
I don't know,
again.
man. I
Torch
think
'em.
there's a degree of shell shock that happens when you get so out of rhythm because you, as a quarterback, you're just hearing footsteps all the time.
Yeah.
Right. And if you're a running back, you're the quick decisions they make. You saw with Ezekiel Elliott last night, actually. Pausing right behind the line of scrimmage until the blocks develop and then choosing which one to go to, even stunting towards one you know is closing so you can pull the middle linebacker further off. He did a really good job of that last night. Making those quick decisions, that's instinct, and your instinct gets fucked up when you get hammered like they got hammered at Georgia. I don't think Ole Miss didn't get hammered like that. Like, yeah, their offense didn't perform that well, but they weren't under a constant barrage and getting lit the fuck up. Their receivers weren't getting pushed off routes and stuff.
No, and actually, when I was watching this game, because I love that Corral kid a lot, actually. He showed a lot of heart. He stayed in there all fucking damn day long.
I'm going to take Arkansas plus 6.5.
You're going to take Arkansas on this one?
Yeah.
There was a
sorry.
lot of drops by Ole Miss in that game against Alabama. I didn't think that Corral kid looked that bad. And he could bounce back. The over at 66, though, is something I would definitely take a look at, especially when you can drop that down to 60. If you wanted to, you could drop this down to a goddamn near pick 'em at a half a point there. You're going to take Ole Miss?
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Check back in with me on this one on Drinkin' Bros Sports. It's just such a hard one to call because both teams were out of rhythm last week. Next up, we got Vanderbilt against Florida. This is Florida -38 in this one.
Vanderbilt's terrible, but I'm not giving Florida 38 points.
38 points, dude. That's just too many fucking points. I don't care who you are. Vanderbilt is 2-3. Who are their 2 wins?
Colorado State.
Yeah, and UConn.
UConn.
They beat UConn by 2 points.
Yeah.
So they're probably one of
UConn
the
covered.
Yeah.
14.
They're
Yeah.
they're probably one of the worst teams in Division I football.
Yeah, they are.
And Georgia beat them 62-0, so this is probably right, but
They also
Yeah.
lost to East Tennessee State, I believe.
Yeah. Oh, they're terrible.
it's probably right. I just don't care about Florida.
38 is so many fucking points, dude. You've got to wait for that 7th touchdown to come or the 6th touchdown to come in and be like, yeah, we got the spread, boys.
Might be in the first quarter.
It might
Yeah.
be. Who knows? Next up, this game, man. You got to look for somebody to compete against Georgia. Auburn is technically ranked in this game. Georgia's playing number 18. Auburn at Auburn, and this is Georgia -14.5. I'm starting to think that these spreads here for Georgia are mighty goddamn generous on this one. I'm going to take this down to 0.5 point and take Georgia just to do it
Auburn's beaten
on that 0.5 point. I think
Akron, Alcorn State, Georgia State, and they actually played pretty well against LSU last week, but LSU sucks. I mean, 14.5 is probably
all day long. I'll take this in a 6-point teaser as well, like down to 8.5. Like I'm all in on Georgia now, especially against any other. Like Auburn's 18. Arkansas was 8.
I bet Georgia. I would take over under on Auburn points at 7.
Is that what it is?
No, I said I would take that. I don't know what it is. I don't know. When did they come out with?
They don't come out until
college?
Thursday or Friday.
Yeah, but I would probably take that. I think Auburn might have one score at them, and that's probably it.
Oof, maybe. I'm with you. Look, I think this is a blowout. I think you're fine taking this game. So I'm going.
It's gotten to the point now where with like the Bulls or the Warriors trying to win 70+ games, like it's a matter of pride to start shutting people out.
I love it, man. I love it, and I'm here for it. You just don't see it anymore. You also don't see defenses in any college teams anymore at all.
Not like that.
This is the first time you've seen somebody just build a great defense and be like, all right, great. Nah, the offense we don't really give a shit about. We'll figure it out. Next up, we got Boise State against your beloved BYU. Man, for the number 10 team in the country, -5 is it for BYU in this one?
Against a 2 and 3 team at
Yeah,
home.
at home.
Yeah, I'm taking the Boise State money line on this one.
Taking Boise.
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
I think BYU is fake. I don't believe in any of this shit.
I'm curious because Boise is outside the top 25. So I want to ask your thoughts on this here.
Sure.
Go ahead. Boise State, they're 2 and 3.
Right.
Right.
Lost to UCF.
They lost to UCF.
Lost to Nevada, who has a NFL quarterback.
Okay.
And who's the third loss?
Oklahoma State.
Oklahoma State.
Okay.
Who's undefeated.
Not bad, right? Those aren't bad losses. Would you take the Boise State money line with D'Anthony in this one?
If it was at Boise State, maybe.
Yeah, if it was on the Smurf turf.
Yeah, I think
Provo's weird,
you don't want to go to Provo at night.
Super weird. Well, it's not. Here's the thing. It's not at night.
Well, either way, I don't care.
It's actually early. This is going to be like the 2 or the 12:30 game
Even
Okay.
weirder.
for this game. Really weird.
Yeah.
It's
Really
weird
fucking
weird for both teams, though. I think I don't believe in BYU at all. This is all fake.
All the Boise fans don't believe in Hank Bachmeier either.
No,
Their
well,
quarterback.
he's all right.
Lloyd Burke last week when we were doing our Outside the Top 25 show, we were like, hey, what do you think of Boise State? And he was just like, no,
Yeah.
no.
They were hoping Jack Sears would start this year, but he is out, I believe, for the year.
Yeah, and I believe in BYU. If you're going to bring them young. So I'm in. I'm going to take this at -5. I'm going to take BYU in this one. Weird time to play this game. Weird school. Weird state. But I believe in BYU. They have not let me down thus far, and I'm going to ride these guys another week with BYU. BT Bates is in the chat here saying Arkansas picked Corral 6 times last year. I understand. Look, Burrow had a shitty year at LSU as well. It happens. You got to get better. You got into the system, and the Lane train was just coming in. So you got to learn. I think he throws fucking 6 TDs on Saturday. Let's see here. Wake Forest, the beloved Wake Forest there behind the desk against Syracuse. This is Wake -6.5 against a not real great Syracuse team here.
Mm-hmm.
Wake Forest is number 19 now.
Whatever.
Moving on up like the Jeffersons. Do you bet this game?
No.
Me neither.
I don't want any part of this.
Me neither. I don't believe in any of these two teams. I don't believe in Wake Forest. Look, the only reason I'm rooting for it is for you guys. So you'll have to go to this game.
Is it because Wake Forest is not in Wake Forest?
It's in North Carolina.
Right, but Wake Forest, there's a city called Wake Forest that they moved from. So it's no longer even in Wake Forest.
No need.
Is that why you hate it?
No need.
You
No.
need to go back. Go back to Wake. Wake.
No. I just, I don't. These ACC teams, man, that aren't Clemson, it's a fucking crapshoot. And I think Syracuse could show up. This is at Syracuse. I think they could just show up and just win on accident. And this type of shit happens all the time, especially when you're favored under a touchdown. You're the only ranked team in this conversation. Like, I don't trust it. Syracuse could upset them here, and it wouldn't shock me. That's why I'm staying away.
You want a little some stats for this game?
Nope.
Okay. Syracuse is the 11th ranked team defense.
Nah, don't worry about that.
Okay.
Same with the Trap 12, guys. These fucking weird-ass schools who are fringe teams in the top 25, they have these weird losses, man, and this could be one of them. Syracuse hangs in there for some reason. I don't really know why, other than it's
That
the
11th
ACC.
ranked defense, maybe?
You don't like. Nobody likes playing in the Carrier Dome.
No one. It's
Gross
dude,
and weird.
Syracuse is always gross and weird. It's always ugly. It's always an ugly game to play. Remember that year they had the fucking quarterback or the kid from Duke, the basketball player? He just came
Yeah,
in
the
and
basketball player started playing. What was his name?
the quarterback. They just brought him in and played
Yeah.
and he was the starting quarterback. Like, it's fucking weird, dude. All this shit is weird. I don't bet on this. It's too weird for me to fucking bet on. There's better games to put your money on. Next up is SMU against Navy. This is SMU minus 13.5 here.
It's a tough game. Oof. Navy's not as good this year as they are in some years. So this is probably a safe bet, to be honest.
At 13.5, it is.
SMU looks pretty good this year. I think they're probably a little underrated at 24.
Who's the quarterback of SMU?
Mordecai.
Is it? That kid's still there, huh?
He transferred from Oklahoma.
Yeah, he's got 24 touchdowns in 5 games this year.
Yeah. The kid who was there last year, the year before, he had a fuck ton of touchdowns too.
Bouchel.
Yep.
From Texas. Yep.
That's Steve Bouchel's nephew, by the way. Steve Bouchel used to play third base for the Cubs.
No shit.
Yeah.
No. So they have a good system in which their quarterbacks can succeed, but on these fringe teams, right around the top 25, right there, I don't really do it.
Sonny Dykes is a good coach.
Get it? I just don't. I don't put my hard-earned American dollars on SMU versus.
This is a game to keep an eye on, though, because SMU winning or losing this game is going to affect some shit downstream, particularly Cincinnati. Like if they win this game and happen to maintain their top 25 ranking through the season, when Cincinnati beats the Christ out of them later on this year, that'll be good for Cincinnati.
Yeah. And by the way, there's an older gentleman who's in Drinkin Bros Sports. I didn't think he was a real person for years and years. Clarence Lamar Stone.
I still don't think that's a real person.
It is, and he put a fucking emoji of his head up there, and he signed up for he signed up for one of the fantasy football leagues. It's a real person. He's been waiting for years and years and years for the Bearcats to finally live up to his comments every day.
They have a good chance of making the CFP this year.
Find out. Next up, we got Penn State against Iowa. Game of the day on its 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Iowa minus 2.5. This is at Iowa. Who do you got, D'Anthony?
Iowa. Yeah, I don't think. I think Penn State is a little overrated. At 4, to be honest.
I think Iowa's really fucking good. That's why I bet a shit ton of money on them Friday and won.
I think Iowa's overrated too, but Penn State for sure. Their offense is not very good.
Iowa's got a great defense. Yeah. I'm putting a lot of money on this game. I'm betting on Iowa again. Both teams are 5-0. Should be fun to watch. But I've got Iowa as well in this game.
Penn State's ranked 4th because they beat 2 ranked teams. Mm-hmm. But the ranked teams they beat were Wisconsin, who's no longer ranked, and Auburn, who won't be probably at the end of the season.
Yeah.
But that's the whole Brady thing. Does it matter at the end of the day how much you win by if you figure out a way to win the game? Maybe Penn State will win this game. I don't know. But
I do not think so.
I think that Iowa's probably gonna win the game.
Yeah, I've got Iowa in this one too, and I'm betting like a lot on this game. Next up, I don't understand this spread is either. Michigan against Nebraska. Yes, it is at Nebraska. Nebraska's 3-3. Michigan is 5-0. This is Michigan minus 3 in this one. Why? What am I missing in this one that I don't? Because whenever a spread seems this fucking fishy, I'm like, all right, did something happen? Did somebody die or get COVID? Or
Nebraska's run defense is really good, and Michigan can only run the ball.
They can only run the ball, and I get it, but it's 3 points, right? I mean, you should be able to win by 3. Nebraska's 3-3 for a reason. Therefore, I'm taking Michigan in this game.
Yeah, I mean, this is the first time I think that they're playing. I thought Wisconsin had a great run defense, but that turned out not to be true. I think Nebraska's got a pretty good run defense, but maybe the run game in Michigan's just that good. So who knows? This is a weird one. We are actually talking about going to this game, but it's.
And then now they moved it to the night game. Like,
Yeah.
why? Why is this the fucking night game over Iowa, Penn
I don't know,
State?
maybe they think Michigan's going to lose this game.
I guess. Look, I'm still betting Michigan. I'm going to take Michigan in this one, -3. I might drop it down 0.5 point just in case it's a field goal game, but that's it.
I'm not betting. That's too close.
All right.
There's something weird going on there.
I don't think Nebraska's good at all. At all.
They haven't played very well.
No. Next up is Notre Dame against Virginia Tech. Notre Dame -1.
Yep.
Home field matters.
Virginia Tech has actually been pretty decent this year.
Home field matters. I don't.
Virginia Tech beat North Carolina at home. That was a tough game that they pulled out. So
Yeah.
I think they're getting a little credit there for their home prowess. And Notre Dame did not look great last week.
They didn't look great, but they were playing a great team. I don't think Virginia Tech is a great team. I'm going to take Notre Dame in this one. -1.
I mean, you may as well. I think it's likely they'll win this game. They know they have to. Virginia doesn't give a shit if they win. I mean, obviously they care, but it's not the same.
Because Notre Dame could sneak back up in there. I mean, one loss to Cincinnati isn't the worst thing in the world. The number 5 team in the country. So yeah, for that reason, I'm all in on Notre Dame. This is the night game. This is on the ACC network. Is their NBC deal up?
I don't know. Maybe it's
Because I'd said this for years and years of like, dude, the team is so shitty. I know it was God's team or whatever the fuck they were going by, but like the team is so shitty. I was like, why?
No, it's not. Just this is the only week where it's on ACC. Every other one's on NBC.
Really? It's strange. Next up, we got LSU. Are you taking Notre Dame or Virginia Tech, by the way?
No,
Okay.
I'm not betting. I'm -1 in that scenario.
Yeah.
That's basically a pick 'em, and I'm not flipping a coin is not a good bet.
Next up, we got LSU against Kentucky. This is Kentucky -3 in this one. Is Kentucky for real? Can they keep beating big teams like this?
I think Kentucky can win this game if they just score a couple of points because fucking LSU can't.
Yeah.
I got Kentucky -3 here.
Yeah.
This is at Kentucky.
Is that Kentucky? Yeah.
Their crowds have been. It's like they're playing in Rupp.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
if the home field advantage they have right now is out of fucking control.
Did you see the party there on Saturday
Yeah.
night?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I mean, dude, they got up for the Mizzou was the second game of the year against them,
Yeah.
and that crowd was out of fucking control for
Yeah.
that game.
Yeah, dude.
The Florida game, 10x that. Like they know, like they smell it right now. Like obviously Georgia is a fucking concrete ceiling above them that I don't think they even think they're gonna crack.
Right.
But like they smell New Year's 6 right now, and
Yeah.
they fucking want it.
Yeah. I don't think they're going to get that 6, but they want it, and that's a nice thing. Hope is a dangerous thing. But for this one, yeah, I'm taking Kentucky. I'm going to drop that down 0.5 point, though. I'll buy 0.5 point.
I mean, look,
taking
they're
a 2.5.
they play LSU this week. I think they'll probably win that game. Then they play Georgia next week. They're definitely not going to win that.
No.
But the rest of these games, Mississippi State, Tennessee, Vanderbilt, New Mexico, and Louisville, they should win all those. They're going to come out of this season probably a 1-loss team,
Yeah.
which is that's a major bowl game for them. Which
Oh,
is,
yeah.
that's a big deal for
100%.
college.
100%. And this is a night game for those that crowd. That crowd you add fucking bourbon to the Kentucky Wildcats crowd, you're good to go for this game, dude. I'm in it. It's on Kentucky for this one. Next up, we got Bama against Texas A&M. We had really, really high hopes for this before the season started. When Herbie was on the show, this was the game he was most looking forward to, and then it all fell apart for Texas A&M. Now Texas A&M isn't even ranked. The spread is -17.5 for Alabama. Any shots in this one? It's a night game.
Not a night game in College Station. I probably wouldn't fuck with betting in this game.
Yeah.
But I think maybe the over at 51.5. I think Alabama's probably going to score some points.
I do too. I don't know how many points Texas A&M is going to score, but
They've had trouble. They've scored 32 points in the last 2 games against not great teams.
Right.
Arkansas, who has proven themselves to not be great, and Mississippi State, who we all knew was not great.
Arkansas is pretty good, man.
So, they're not. They shouldn't be good enough to hold the week 1 ranked 6 team to 20 points. Is what I'm saying.
Well, that's when they had their starting quarterback at A&M, so they don't now. I don't know. They got a backup in there now. But I'm with you on this one. I'm going to stay away from this game just because of what it is. This is like a desperate bet towards the end of the night in case I'm losing most of the day.
Not as desperate as the next one.
Oof. San Diego State sneaked inside the top 25. Come on, man.
Let's go Aztecs.
Come on. This is New Mexico against San Diego State. The spread is 19.5 points in this game. I don't know anything about these teams. Like zero about these teams. Let's hear from you. This is some outside the top 25 bullshit here.
Well, no, it's not.
Well,
It was until 15 minutes ago,
about what 6 minutes ago when the rankings came out. Tell us about the lovely San Diego State team, because I don't follow this bullshit.
Play defense, run the ball.
Boy, you're making it up right now. They like
Brian-
the color green. What
Coach
else?
is Brian Dutcher.
Nobody knows anything about this.
Are you
It's 19.5 points.
Are you betting on this game?
Me?
No.
No.
No,
So the team leader in passing yards, this is after 4 games, is Jordan Brookshire, and he's got 259 passing yards.
Yeah, run the ball.
Yeah.
That's not a lot.
Play good defense. They've been doing this for 10 years.
But if you run the ball and play good defense, typically I don't want to extend all the way out to a 20-point fucking spread, right?
No.
Nor should you.
No.
Yeah, if there's a side to this, it's probably New Mexico.
Great. This is nothing I put any money on at all in my lifetime. So good on these teams. Good on San Diego State for making the top 25 and all that shit. But not a prayer do I put any of my hard-earned money on this. Now, if you are watching live on YouTube, yes, I took a horrific beating this weekend gambling-wise. Doesn't mean that I'm not going to bet the Monday night game tonight. D'Anthony, this is Chargers against Raiders. Chargers -3 tonight. What's the over-under for this?
51.5.
51.5. I can tell you what I'm going to do. Because I'm a complete degenerate. All right? I'm taking this in a 6-point teaser. I'm going to take the Chargers. I'm going to take them getting 3 points. I'm going to take down that under to 45.5, and then go fucking kill myself if I lose. If I lose this game.
I think the Raiders will probably win this game.
You like the Raiders in this one?
Yeah, it's just It's a home game for them.
It is. It
gonna
is.
be
But
like-
I believe in the Chargers, actually. I think Herbert is good. Eckler's good. Is Josh Jacobs back for the Raiders? Or is he still fucking hurt?
That I don't know. Yeah, let's look on their injury report.
Dude, I can't do it. I can't do it with the fucking Raiders.
He's questionable.
It's questionable.
Will be a game time decision.
Yeah.
The Chargers beating the Chiefs, I think, was a little. I think it was a bit more of the Chiefs being idiots. I think the game they played against the Cowboys is a little bit more their style, where they score in the 20-ish range. Herbert's good, but they're not. It's not like they have a super explosive offense or anything.
No, I think this is I'll call a score for tonight. I think it's Chargers 28-24 over the Raiders, and that's why I'm taking all of the things that I'm taking here in the 6-point teaser.
You should take the over in that case.
Yeah, it's close though. You know, I mean that's 1 point or half a point. Half a point. It's a little too much for my liking, and I don't know. The Raiders can turn it on later. We bet them opening week. Remember that? Their very first home game, and it was the same thing. It was like, you're not going to have this over, and they scored. Like
I think the
4
Raiders have a
touchdowns.
pretty good offense, to be honest. I mean, as long as they can keep Carr upright, you can make something happen with Peyton Barber, Kenyon Drake, and fucking Josh Jacobs, and Henry Ruggs III, and Hunter Renfrow.
You got Bosa though tonight.
Waller.
You got Derwin James.
Yeah, the Chargers have a good defense for sure, but I don't think they're going to completely shut down Oakland or L.A. or Las Vegas.
Whatever they're going by.
We'll see if Jacobs is in the game or not. I mean,
We'll find out.
That helps.
But that is where my money is going tonight. So I will post that in Drinkin Bros Sports shortly. Yeah, a lot of people are saying take the over in this. We are. And then Kurt Summers, Jesus Christ. I hope the Raiders fucking lose just because of him, obviously. But anywho's, that is the day here, kids. Look, I will always fucking praise myself for winning, and if I lose, I'll fucking tell you. And I got my fucking ass handed to me this weekend. Hopefully this week is different. For D'Anthony Holloway, I am Ross Patterson. This is Drinkin' Bros Sports College Show. Good.